I'm visiting with Denny Knuth today. Denny owns Denny's Lawn in Grand Island, Nebraska. And Denny, how long have you been in business?
This is my 29th year in business. We do seeding, sodding, and installation of retaining walls. Started retaining walls probably about 12 years ago. Otherwise, before then, all of my business was mostly seeding and sodding. We do quite a bit of lawn renovation, but a lot of it is new construction, installing sod. We hardly do any seeding anymore because most people want the instant lawn. So,
Denny, you've laid a lot of rolls with the Dominator. How does the machine work for you as far as unrolling the big rolls of sod?
I'm very well satisfied because the machine cuts your labor time, easy hookup. It's, I'm very satisfied.
Denny, do you find that the Dominator is easy to hook up to a roll of sod?
Yes, very easy. You can back up to it with a tractor, lift it up, and with a hydraulic system, you can drop the arm down onto the roll, and the roll's not going to move from side to side or try and roll out itself before you take it to the job site where the guys are laying sod.
Okay, Denny, how much sod have you laid in one day with the Dominator, with just the one machine?
I had myself and my hired man, and we had two other people, and we laid approximately 30,000 in one day, but we did grading. We graded before we laid an area of sod. So, you can lay a lot more than that in a day's time, but this is what we did in that one day.
So you were grading and sodding?
Yeah, we were grading and sodding.
Did 30,000 square foot in a day?
Yeah.
Did you get done late in the day or early in the day? Or?
Oh, we was probably done by 4:30 or 5.
Sure.
So.
Okay, would you say that you get a better job of installation of your sod with the Dominator?
Definitely get a better job installation because of the braking system on the Dominator. When the rolls come off and they kind of not correctly, or they fold up on the machine once in a while, you can take the hydraulics, pick the roll up a couple feet, pull it, and set it back down, and away you go. You don't have to get off the tractor and try and hold the roll or anything. With the hydraulics, it works very good.
Did you find out that with a hydraulic braking system that when you're done with one end or one part of the run to go back to the other end to work, that you can just lock the hydraulic system and the roll of sod stays put in transport?
Yes, that works real nice. I have somebody cut the edge, and then we'll just pick it up and we can drive to the other end and start from the other end working back. Or we can, if we got a sidewalk on one end and we have house on the other, we'll start at the house and go towards the sidewalk, go approximately halfway, we'll cut it, we'll turn around, we'll back up to the other end by the sidewalk or the house and take off and meet where we cut the other splice and join it together, and works great.
I'm visiting with Val Oswald. Val owns Yardworks in Aurora, Nebraska. And Val, why don't you tell us just a little bit about your business and what all you do with your business?
Okay, yeah, I do mostly fine grading and finishing work on lawns. Do some sod installation and some seeding for people, but mostly it's just the dirt work that I do. Up until this summer, when I had the opportunity to use the Dominator, we took on a few larger jobs and laid several rolls of sod.
Val, you was telling me about you did one job for about an acre size and worked with a gentleman on that. And tell us just a little bit how that went for you.
Well, it worked quite well, actually. The two of us were able to lay a semi-load of sod, and we had trees and sprinklers to work around, and we laid this semi-load in roughly 7 hours. And then other loads after that, we would lay just one load at a time in a day, and the loads after that we could do in roughly 6 hours, and it worked very nice. I was pleased.
And there was just two of you that were laying the...
There was just the two of us, yes. And it would be better if you had probably 3 or 4 people. It would make it a lot easier, but 2 can do it.
Okay, so 2 of you can lay a semi-load in 6 hours. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
What's the main feature of the Dominator that you like the most?
Well, first of all, I liked it that it was handy. I could put it on my small tractor. I have a 4320 John Deere. It's roughly a 48 horse tractor, and I could put it on the 3-point hitch, and didn't have to buy an expensive piece of equipment to run this thing with. And then I like the braking system. As you unroll the sod, and you tend to get wrinkles in it from time to time, you could set the brake and pull the wrinkle out and be on your way in a short amount of time.
Okay, Val, did you find out when you backed up to the roll of sod with the Dominator that it was easy to hook up?
It was very easy, as long as I was on a level surface, you know, as long as the surface that the roll of sod was sitting on and that the tractor was on were similar. Why, I found it very easy to pick up.
Would you say that you get a better sod installation with using the Dominator than you said before? You used to lay like little tiny squares, and with the big rolls and with the braking system that you can stretch this, do you get a nicer job when it's completed than you did before?
Well, I feel I did. This particular lawn that we were just talking about, the fellow had a roughly 1 acre lawn there. When we started on his, was the one time during the month of July when we went through a real dry spell there. And we did lay some slabs on a hillside that was a little steep to go on with a tractor and too tight to get into. And we could see those for a couple months. You could see that area where the edges dried out a little more, and it was visible for quite some time. And I was really well pleased with how the rolls laid, and the grass turned out very nice in his lawn.
For being the first time you used the machine, the Dominator, was it hard for you to catch on as far as running it?
Not at all. It was very simple, and I just had no complaints. In fact, immediately I was sold on the machine when I used it.
We're visiting with Rick Johnson today. Rick owns Rick's Sod Farm in Grand Island, Nebraska. Rick, how long have you been in the sod business?
23 years.
And how many different types of sod do you offer to your customers?
We grow two types. We grow bluegrass and we grow turf-type fescue.
So you offer them two different types of grass?
That is correct, yes.
You bought a Dominator to rent out to your customers. How's that working out for you?
You know, it's worked out real well. We'd like to rent it a little bit more than what we do, but it's a really easy machine to learn to operate. The customers that have used it or rented it from us, they really like the simplicity of the machine.
Have they commented about the hydraulic braking system, how that's working for them?
You know, Wayne, that works really well. From when I'm on the site, when they're actually laying the sod down, they use the brake and they pull the sod around and they stretch the sod. And another thing is when they back into the Dominator with the tractor, they pull the pins or the wrapping around the sod, they break it, and it takes one person instead of having two people there.
So it saves the customer some labor too, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Do the customers feel intimidated by the machine, or do they feel comfortable with using it?
You know, actually, I've rented it to some people that probably aren't very mechanically inclined, and when I drive back to pick the machine up or to deliver another semi-load of sod, they're very happy that they rented the machine from us, because the production is so much quicker and it works really well.
You were talking about one particular customer you rented to that he laid about 2 semi-loads in that one day, and he'd never seen the machine before. Can you comment a little bit about that?
Well, that was like one of those people that when I drove up the second load, you know, he had quite a crew of people there, and I think he'd laid some slab sod before, but he was very happy that he had rented that machine from us that particular day, because frankly he laid 2 loads in about probably 4 hours.
So, well, that's a real comment about the Dominator. Rick, do you have any other comments you might want to add?
You know, I just think that the Dominator was well designed. It's very simple, but the design on it is it's just a nice machine, and I think it's a very durable machine too.
Okay, well, we're visiting with Rick Johnson today, and we thank you for your time today, Rick.
Thank you.